A number of selected youth leaders from various regions have converged in Kampala to vote on the agreed issues which they wish to amend in the laws that govern youth affairs. The youth leaders unanimously agreed to task government to reduce the electoral nomination fees, which they say are too high for the majority of youth, and this limits their participation.
I believe that the money was increased drastically from 200,000 to 3 million, which was unreasonable. And in actual sense, you see that it is unrealistic to other people. At least they would have doubled it or tripled it. But in this instance, you see that it's from 200,000 to 3 million, which is not in good faith. And to my realization, we found that these legislators hiked the amount of money to stop these opponents from coming into the political space.
The chairperson of IPOD, who was among the invited guests, said the electoral nomination fees were not raised in good faith by Parliament.
I am aware that in proposing these fees, there are also selfish motives. I am aware of that. That some MPs are scared of competition from young people. And what do? Put the fees high to kick some of them off.
Basaliro advised the youth to use their numbers to demand for reforms.
Majorities cannot be leaders of tomorrow. Majorities cannot be leaders of now and today. Now, you continue sitting wherever you are. You are in JEMA Youth League, you are in UPC Youth League. You are there, you are the majority, and you are waiting to be given space. Let me tell you, naturally people are selfish. And nobody is going to give space to anybody. Spaces are 44.
They also want the electoral college system abolished and replaced with adult suffrage.
Currently, we realize that since we started lining up, the right to privacy has been highly violated. And that is why we demand that the Electoral Commission implements and co-opts the respect of individual human rights in the electoral context. Otherwise, of all the other voting systems, I believe that a secret ballot is the most sure way that someone can freely express their choice of interest. And we feel that that's going to be the best mode of voting for us away from lining up. Otherwise, the current trend of affairs is I'm going to be afraid to vote for someone that I really feel must represent me, but because my mother is watching at the periphery of the polling station, because I'm afraid police is going to harm me, and most of the time there's been so much chaos.
So that is how we are suggesting that if they remove the electoral college from the youths, it will create that open space for others to participate democratically, and there will be transparency in the whole process. Right now there is no transparency. It is whose child has money. At the end of the day, you say that the youth is being fronted, but background-wide, the parents are negotiating on who to take the position.
Regarding affirmative action, the youth leaders say, whereas the intention was good, it later lost its intended purpose.
We find that there are women who have been on those positions since a time immemorial when they were incorporated into the Constitution, but they've been there for over the time, and in the due process is where you see that they're saying we have these young girls who are not technically empowered, yet in actual sense, there is no way you can compete with that particular woman who has been in a position for over 20 years, has accumulated money. You are a young girl, like when I contested, I was still a student.
Currently, youth have 5 representatives in Parliament, yet they constitute the largest portion of the population at 8.6 million. In order to have regional balanced representation, they want each region to be represented by 2 members of Parliament.
We already have a representative per district. UPDF, that has the least statistical representation in the country, has 10 MPs, and with the young people, the excuse has been the country cannot afford the logistical expenses concerning our electoral systems. So it is very unfortunate that we have been deliberately isolated as far as the representation is concerned. So we feel that just like the decentralization system has worked for the local governments, it can work for us, the young people. We are not asking for too much. We really are not. We have one female youth MP who has traversed the entire country just to look for a vote, and she's not going to be able to account because so many other young people don't even know who she is.
It is important that we listen to what the young people are saying and open up spaces for meaningful contribution. Beyond the numbers in Parliament, beyond the numbers in the councils, it is important that the views of young people are mainstreamed and they are part of the policy documents.
Despite their numerical strength, the youth are not adequately represented in key governance structures in political parties. Aaron Mukama, NTV.